Alrighty, so next up we're gonna have Tom Tyten, long-time regular here on the Match Critique streams. This time he does have a full set against a Joker, which I watched briefly. He didn't do bad. Made in Abyss. Are you watching the movie? If you are, you're in for a treat. You need to be paying attention to that. But yeah, basically, mid-level player, kind of has some basic ideas down, but definitely there's definitely a couple of tweaks that still need to be made before he's like making better decisions. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Joker Duck Hunt, not a bad matchup for Duck Hunt, but I think Joker does have the slight advantage in that. Just because killing's a lot easier for him, and he does have a lot of really good anti-Duck Hunt tools. So it's like neutral. I would say is fairly even. And then obviously in the punish game department, it's definitely more favored towards Joker. So because of that, I'm always gonna give Joker the slight edge over Duck Hunt in this matchup. But Duck Hunt's pretty good at dealing with Arsene, just because we deal so much damage that Arsene shouldn't last too long whenever he's out. And the other thing too is when Arsene is out, if you're really good at timing your down airs with down air can, you can actually you can two frame him pretty consistently with that. So he shouldn't be living as long when Arsene is out as well. A little bit hard to do once he's got the tether. It's a bit hard of edge guard sometimes. But other than that, you can, because a lot of his moves, he needs to space it perfectly to be safe against shield can. Generally speaking, he's not, unless like they're an expert at it, and they have to be using specifically their disjoints with back air, because I think all of his other moves lose to shield can, except he might be able to do something with nair that makes it safe. And then, okay, gotcha. And then, yeah, no, I mean outside of those two things, you can bait out his reflector and Ripple's guard fairly easily, and that's one thing you got to take advantage of. So then that way you can just like do like maximum punishes on him too. But like yeah, if he's just kind of like if he's not doing that, you're mostly gonna fight him like you would a Sheik, except obviously he's way more scary to get hit by than Sheik. So with that all the way, let's get into it. In terms of stages that you want to go to, I would advise going to any stage that gives you more space, just because like if he gets on you, he can be a bit overwhelming. But of course, like if you're playing a city like Smashville, sometimes you can do that to your favor, so where he can't get out. And you got to realize if he does go for gun and you're running into the can, that can pop the can and that could automatically blow you up. So always do be aware of that at the very least. But yeah, you can. It doesn't really interfere with can too much. It's just you got to know in certain instances when it's going to be used against you. Yeah, don't roll in there. Yeah, one thing that's kind of unfortunate is while against a lot of characters, low profiling is really, really good at like avoiding them. Unfortunately, Joker's really good at hitting low profiles, so it can only do so much, I would say. But still not a bad thing to do with the down tilts there. So like what Tom's doing here is not too bad. He's just kind of playing he's just playing a keep away game, and he's just sort of putting the can in areas where you think he's gonna just intercept him. I have a pretty good sandwich right there, but unfortunately that can was not placed in a good area. Yeah, one thing you gotta realize, he's probably gonna spam that a lot, and unfortunately, if you don't wave bounce gunman, I do believe that auto punishes you as well, so you need to be very careful about that too. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is like even if he does get hit by Clay Pigeon, that trade is not gonna end your favor. And yeah, the reason why that happens because he did the fast toss. Fast toss is able to clank out with certain things. And yeah, that narrow is kind of a throwaway. You want to do bear can there, so then that way you can bounce the can and intercept the tether recovery. Also, always make sure you DI away the down throw. That's how you end the combo string as early as possible. Yeah, try to do a jump call out there, but still able to close it up pretty early. Yeah, unfortunately, the hitbox for Joker, it does come up behind him. So it's kind of annoying. No, Aha. So the reason why you want to jump and grab King K. Rool is because he has armor on Crown, and the armor lasts like literally until the move is over. So that's the main reason why you don't go for. That's why you need to grab King K. Rool, as if you do an attack, he should be able to punish you for attacking him. That's the issue with Rool. Um, with Aha, that's just a projectile. So all you do is you jump over and you just hit him. And Fair has a lot of range on it, so ideally you're probably going to be using that to punish him. But let me just show off Rebel's Guard real quick, because like that move's kind of weird. Just because like there's so many different ways they can play it. Something to note is that his pose does change if he's doing Aha versus Aegon, or here like he crouches down. I don't know if that's going to really come into an issue at all, but at least worth knowing. Yeah, so here's Rebel's Guard. So, God, that attack is so much bigger than it has any right to be. Oh, man. But yeah, you can still punish it, though. Like, the attack the attack itself is only active from 8 to 9, but he still has invulnerability from 1 to 14. Oh, that's so whack. That's so whack. So that's one thing you need to be careful about. And then this is way more whack though. Oh yeah, no, I know Takara Khan. That one I know. I never really looked at Rebel Guard's hitbox, but like God, I don't understand Joker. So you do need to be careful about that. So when you're baiting out Rebel's Guard, you do need to make sure that you're like a fair space away, because he can release that attack. And I believe the way that it works is that when you hit, oh, what's up, Season? Been a while. I think it's like if he holds on to Rebel's Guard and you hit him, and he holds it long enough, then the attack doesn't come out. So that's one thing you can keep in mind too. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's like you got to really wait and see what Joker does. When he commits to an option, that's when you commit to your option. Because that's when it's hardest for him to hit you. Yeah, good can there. Not a bad setup, just unfortunately he read the grab. You always got to be ready with your air dodges, just because like Aegon's just able to kill you. It's so annoying. That was so unlucky, actually. Because for the most part, that parry should just work. But because there are 2 hitboxes on it. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. Look at that. Look at this. Oh, wait. Oh, I can't. I forget that this thing does not have the frame by frame. And it's just like, this hitbox just came on time to hit him. Just made it. If it was like, if he hit the early part of this, that wouldn't have happened. That's rough. Yeah. Yeah, so that's pseudo, not exactly, but it's kind of how the way that you deal with Joker's guns is so what you do is you go in the same position as Joker, and then you just hit him from the side, and he can't really do anything about it because the new hitbox for gun honestly isn't great, but it's still a good move. Yeah. Yeah, see, like this is what it looks like. So like it's literally just straight below him, so you really don't need to worry about this hitbox too often, so just go to the side, just hit him. Unfortunately, like for you decided to go into him, where all you had to do was like kind of jump in place and throw out your back air, and you would have hit him. He wouldn't have died, but Yeah, so it's like whenever you see the Rebels guard come out, you just fade back a bit and then you get ready to punish. Don't go in. Not there. Yeah, you got really lucky with that call out. It's just good timing on your part. Oh, yeah. So, like, at that part, that's when you should have thrown out another can, so that way you would have had the setup. But now you have no neutral setup here, so he's in full control. Actually, that's one move where the little crouch down from Aegon comes into effect there. So it's like if you did Clay Pigeon on shield, you're way more likely to hit this standing animation from it. But when you do Clay Pigeon on shield and he does this, he's actually just able to go below it a lot easier. However, this does start up higher, so that's more likely to hit Clay Pigeon. But just one little minor inconvenience detail about this. No, so the thing about Rebels Guard with Gunman is Gunman's actually the best response to Rebels Guard. Just because, like, you have full active control over yourself when the Gunman is there. And they're way more focused on the Gunman than they are on you. So when they tank the Gunman, they'll probably let go. And that's a pretty easy guaranteed punish on there. And then if they decide to hold, then you know there's no hitbox coming out, so that's a free grab. So Gunman is honestly one of the best ways to deal with Rebels Guard. It puts you in the most control that you could possibly be in against them. You just kind of need to be aware of that setup against them. Okay. Also, yeah, don't forget, we do have a whole matchup video on the Joker matchup on the channel. It's in the Duck Hunt Guides playlist if you need to find it easier. Probably a little bit outdated, but it'll have a lot of normal info in there that you should know. Yeah, that's just it didn't buffer. That's it. The one thing that you can remember though is if they do go for a ledge trump, if you hold in, you'll land on stage and they can't actually hit you with an aerial. But yeah, that's if you're not ready for it, you're getting hit. Not too much you can do about that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so overall, I do think the wider the stage, the better it is for you. Like, I think Kalos is a pretty good stage. The only issue with Kalos is the wall, because that makes it pretty easy for Joker to edgeguard you with the guns, and that gets really annoying. He shouldn't straight up kill you, but sometimes he can. Then I would say this was probably our best stage, just because a lot of like platforms to move around. He doesn't have any of the platform combos to kill you at all. It's just like maybe he get a good read up there. That's about it. And then the other thing too is just like I feel like this will probably just like interfere more with his neutral game, and it just gives you a lot more time to set up. And with the side blast zones being really close, it allows you to kill him earlier, so it's always a good thing. And then after that, I was talking with Owl earlier, and he said for neutral-wise, Joker on Battlefield's really annoying, so I'd kind of look into that stage too. But I would not go Yoshi's story just because that will kill you ridiculously early. Yeah, so keeping Can up on top of this platform is probably like one of the absolute best things you can do. The reason for that is just because it controls like the airspace so nicely. And basically, if you grab Joker anywhere on stage, you will be able to throw into that Can for a free combo. So that's a really, really good perk to have. And like that's just like a really good neutral control that you can have as well. It prevents it from retreating in a lot of situations. Ah, yeah. So if you shield the Rebels guard, like the attack, then you can just grab him. Because I think that's like, I think it's negative enough. Let me just get the facts for you. That's so weird. It doesn't say. Dang it. But yeah, so like the hitbox comes out frame 8. Doesn't say exactly how minus it is, but yeah, I'm pretty sure you have enough time to just like kind of reaction with the grab. And then, yeah. Yeah, no, getting off ledge is like the easiest thing to exploit against like every single character. Good punish there. That honestly, that's a really good thing to keep in mind is that Joker gets stunned like crazy when he has to hit the can. So that makes it really easy to punish him. So I'd honestly keep that in mind as like a pretty good thing to bait him to do. That also applies to gunmen as well. So keep that in mind. And you just messed up your execution there. That was good. This is exactly how you're supposed to cover that situation. Again, there was just like not the wrong idea, just bad timing. Also, something to keep in mind is like when he's at low percents, don't really go for like smash attacks just because that puts you at like a big risk scenario. And it's like if he was like at 50%, I could understand because like that's a really weird angle to get sent at. So that becomes hard for him to recover. But like in a scenario like this, it's not going to really do much. And that's why you got to be really careful about like coming on stage with an aerial. Just go to ledge, keep yourself safe, reset the situation, and then just find your way back gradually. And once you get yourself like on the stage and back in neutral, then you can start doing things. But focus on resetting the neutral first, especially if you're about to die. You prioritize your safety before just like kind of going ham. Yeah, I mean, that's an unwise gunman. You're just kind of way too close for him for that to be effective. So that's a really easy thing to punish. So make sure you're not like spamming projectiles, like throwing projectiles like way too close to your opponent. Unless you're trying to go for a trade. His hurt box just so narrowly avoided that. I hate Joker so much. That. Look at that. It was like his legs. But I think you needed a full hop there. I think if you full hopped, I think you would have hit him. I could be wrong. Yeah, again. This guy likes to ledge trump a lot, so just be ready for it. So I like that you did this retreat right here, so that way you could just kind of reset your whole neutral situation, because you didn't really have an advantage over him, so you might as well set it up for you. It's like here, you're controlling the ground with Clay Pigeon, and you got the air with Can there. Man, that was Aegon and Can? Oh, that was rough. Yeah, so going like this Hail Mary style isn't really ideal because like you're just leaving yourself way more open and you're just kind of drifting into him a lot. Gotcha. Good to know that they weren't intentional. See, that was really nice, but unfortunately, you kind of gave up a little bit too much with this jump right here. So let's talk about this little thing that just happened. So forward throw, Can. So Can's gonna go up for here. You're gonna cover jump, and that's gonna cover basically any roll behinds and retreats. Then you do this little dash back to cover like dash attack or roll in. And when you do that dash back, you'd be able to go right back in and get the punish. And you see like here, he just like dashed in, shielded. And if you did that dash back, you could have gone in and got that grab. Oof. Rough clay pigeon right there. Yeah, so like at this point, you definitely could have like just had the can just like ping into him at the same time. My favorite one to do is like the up throw one is like you just keep pinging it and then as you up throw him. I find that to be like the most consistent way to get that to hit. Yeah. And that was the other thing too. I'm not sure why you did the jump there. I'm assuming that was probably like an up smash or something. Because I think up smash would have clipped him. But like there, like dash back and then like down smash, that would have been good. Down smash is like generally my go-to option if I'm not sure what side of me he's going to land on. And especially since you turned around, that way he would have been sent off stage too. So you might have actually been able to kill him. Yeah. And while the jump up airs are normally not that bad, the way that you're doing them are really risky. Makes it easier for you to hit him. And like you're also burning your jump too. So like do up air to like make sure that you have all options available to you. And then make sure you're only doing the jump up air to specifically hit him. If he's nowhere near you, don't bother wasting your resources. Okay, gotcha. And that was such a good call out. Thank God Joker's pretty light. Yeah. Rest assured, while Tom is gone, we are going to be going over the rest of this stuff. I know there's 2 more games in this set. Yeah, that's exactly how you punish Rumble's guard right there. Wait for it, go in. And honestly, the other thing too is like, don't be scared of like Arsene coming out. Like the main time that you have to worry about Arsene is mostly when you're off stage because like that'll be really early. But outside of that, like neutral wise, like trades become a little bit harder. And then the way that you bait out his reflectors a bit different. So when he's with Arsene, what you want to do with your can is you want to ping it off the top of him because if he reflects that, it flies really, really, really high and it goes super, super far away and it won't interfere with you at all. Not to mention when Joker does Makarakan, there's no hitbox. It's just a reflect box. So because of this, he physically can't hit you. So what you want to do is you want to bait this out with can. When you ping it off the top, then you can just go ahead and hit him. It's really, really easy to do. Actually, you know what? Let me show it off in training mode real quick. Unfortunately, King K. Rool cannot show that one off. I'm for just like. Actually, I think I can do damage to him through the training mode itself, and then I can get it that way. But he's taking too much damage? That I didn't know. What's the threshold? Hey, Donuts, if you know the damage threshold, let me know. Cool. Okay. And control. Dang it. See, that's the angle that can goes at. And like And because of that, it's like you can basically guarantee that you can just go in and get the punish on him. So against reflectors, that's like a huge thing that you need to abuse. It applies to like Falco, Wolf, Fox, all of them. You always want to hit your cannon on the top of it, so that way it bounces way too far away. The one thing that's kind of weird, against Falco, the higher the gravity is, the faster and farther it flies away. Against Joker, it seems like the more gravity it has, the less distance it goes. So that's at least one difference that I've noticed. But like overall, same idea though. Just hit the top of it, and Can won't punish you. So yeah, it's like there he got hit by the bullet projectile, not by Makarkot itself. Yeah, if you ever see like somebody do that, like they jump off to try to edge guard you and then you recover, just drop down, jump down air. Don't ever second guess that. Also, be very careful about mashing forward because like that's just the recipe to get hit by back airs. Yeah, so as long as you like stay like back over here and he's just spamming aerials, you'll both be safe and you're in a relatively neutral position at that point. Yeah, and it's like at that point he could have done like the wall jump and then like drift into to catch the ledge. You just barely squeak that fair by too. Also, yeah, don't do clay pigeon point blank like that. Very, very easy to mistime that, especially on Wi-Fi. Also, just throwing out that many clay pigeons made it so easy for him to just jump around and punish you. And that is a way that you can cover Arsene. So like that's the easy damage way. But like when it comes to killing him, try to have Can on the ledge and then do the down air on it. So that way you extend the hitboxes on it, and then you'll kill him a lot earlier that way. Yeah, unfortunately, barely missed the up airs there. You do also have to be careful about doing like those jump aerials there, because like if he was ready to call that out, you'd get punished. Because like that was a pretty consistent option you were using. Yeah, a little bit off in your execution, you could have made that one true. Yeah, just a little bit not ready for that one just yet, but you had a cool setup. I honestly, that's like just one of the funniest looking trades I've seen. And let me check that one again. Because like the weird thing is like it looks like he was able to do it automatically. Huh. Because he definitely got hit before he activated it. Let me check to see what frame that's even active. Frame 3. I don't know. Something about that whole one seems like super sus. But I could be wrong. Either way, he was able to get the Rumble Guard out. Yeah, that's kind of the issues with doing like the aerials from ledge there. And also like even like doing something like that jump up air is like if he was just like going to like try and kill you again, just like wait, back air, and then you would have been in a pretty rough spot. Actually, that was the jump air dodge right there. That's the thing. It's like he didn't give you a reason to air dodge, so that's the reason why you shouldn't have done it. Like, always watch your opponent when you're at ledge. You got to be a lot more patient there. Because even the option that you chose would not have gotten around the ledge trump because you did a drop down jump air dodge, not buffer jump air dodge. Those are very different things. Yeah, overall, I think this is also a pretty good stage for us, too. Yeah, that guy got 34%, and he did not get knocked out of that. You must get need an absurd amount of percentage in order to get out of Ruffles guard. No, I think that was just bad DI. What percentage were we at? Yeah, that was bad DI. He could have dealt in and still survived that. Look at the privilege on display right there. Understand what just happened. There is no damage cap. That's what I thought. This man should have gotten hit by this by all accounts. But because he decided to do like jab or F tilt there, I think this is jab. It low profiles him enough that he's just gonna duck under that. That bypass armor. Okay. I guess that's just like variations of grab then. But yeah, let's just look at this. He's just no, I'm not gonna get hit by clay pigeon today. Yeah, if he went for the second clay pigeon and then into a back air, that would have killed. Yeah, so it's like in an instance like that, up tilting the cannon would have been really nice since you might have been able to intercept the path that he would have taken with bullets. That was just a good call out from him. Also, yeah, don't get greedy with those smash attacks. And then again, the jumping. Very easy thing to call out right there. So like that is the one thing that Joker has is that if you're holding forward and Joker just knows where to put the hitboxes, you're always just going to like eat a horrible amount of just hitboxes in your face. Yeah, that's not good. So you always got to be like very careful about how you're approaching things. You always need to remember sometimes moving away from the stage is the best way to recover. The other thing too is like don't get greedy with your smash attacks. That was kind of a consistent theme throughout here. I know you said some of those clay pigeons were wave bounces, but there was a lot that looked very, very intentional and very, very misguided. And also like some of those projectiles that you were throwing out way too close to your opponent, not understanding the burst range that Joker has. So make sure you understand when you're next to your opponent or like they can like hit you with like a dash attack or dash grab in those instances. You never want to throw out projectiles in those cases unless it's like, okay, I'm throwing out this clay pigeon to beat out a grab, or I am going for the can trade because I want to kill him, or I'm just doing this to reset neutral, but you're purposely blowing yourself up at the same time. That's the reason why you're doing that. Otherwise, you should never be using projectiles in like any scenario where they're that close to you. In terms of ledge, you definitely need to be a lot more patient on there. I feel like you kind of let him get back to stage for free a little bit too often. And then I would say don't plan for ledge trumps, but after they ledge trump you once and you see them approaching the ledge, just be ready to hold like jump, attack, or roll just immediately the second that you grab ledge. So then that way you can't get ledge trumped. So that's something that's like the first one, they should be able to hit you with that one. But like after that, you see them approach it, get ready. But always patience will pay off a lot more than just being antsy at the ledge. Just because like if you have like a pattern for what antsy options you choose, it's going to make it really easy for them just to convert off of this. Because like you really have to focus a lot on your survivability to really make the most of this. But you definitely need to focus a lot more on just like the neutral coverage as well. So definitely when you see your opponent like taking to the skies a lot more, try to place your can like up to your can so that way you can kind of control that center more. Think about, especially in like the Joker matchup, just think about having your can more on platforms closer towards the center, just so you can prevent a lot of his movement options that he's most likely going to try and do, because he's going to like try to jump and like whiff punish a lot. And it's like if you're getting his aerials caught on the can too, it's going to make it that much easier for you to punish him as well. So those are all like really good things to think about. And also be ready to air dodge Aegon when he gets it. I think like when he had Arsene out, you weren't really ready for that. I think like almost every, I think except for like one, I think every Aegon hits you. So you just need to remember Joker has that option. You didn't really have to deal with bullets, edge guarding too much, but just don't like force yourself to tech, because sometimes he can hit you and then you'll just air dodge and die. So I think it's like normally better just not to tech, or like not to be ready to tech, just because it's kind of hard to tell when that situation is going to come up. And then what else? You definitely understand how to punish Rebel's Guard. You could just like work on that a little bit more. And then I would say specifically, you need to play a lot safer. From what I noticed in this game, you were running into Joker a lot instead of like trying to set up and then find your way to approach him. And that's definitely like a big misguidance. It's much better to have your can out or your gunman out before you decide to go in and challenge him. And then, every single time he was putting pressure on you, like you just try to just like hit him away. And sometimes you want to have him swing. You want to have him swing first more often than you want to swing first and hit him. Unless it's like very specific situations. So definitely just kind of change your mindset around that. Don't always fight your way back. Find ways to like air dodge down. Know that getting to ledge is more likely to keep you safe than to not keep you safe. And then just focus more on trying to control the air with your can, specifically by trying to place it more on the platforms, but more towards the center as well. And then you should find neutral becoming a lot easier with doing that. But otherwise, definitely noticing some improvements. I noticed like you at least started air dodging sometimes when you were getting hit. So you weren't doing that before. So that's good. So keep up the good stuff. Keep grinding. Keep sending them in. We'll see where you go from here.